In this video, we're going to explore how to do some advanced searches within Google. Now, acknowledge for some of you, this may be all review and you're aware of some of these techniques, but research suggests that most people do not know how to search effectively. And so what we want to do is just give you a few tips so that you can search more effectively. So let's go to good old Google and let's search for potato soup when you actually go to do it. But hopefully things aren't too differently. It found a very popular recipe for potato soup from Canadian Living. It also continues to show us different recipes as we scroll down and look at different recipes. So let's say, for example, we look at this recipe here and we start reading this recipe and we realize, oh no, this one uses celery. I hate celery. So what I really want to do is search for potato soup without celery. So the way to do this is you actually put the minus symbol, celery. And now it's going to come up with web pages that do not contain the word celery. So just putting a little minus sign in front of a word is an example of how you can refine your search to really find what you're looking for. All right. So I'm going to show you a few more things, but what I'm going to do first is go over here and click on Advanced Search. You may not have seen this before. And then this web page will help facilitate your search. So I said find all of these words, potato soups. What you can also do is look for exact phrases. Okay? So you might say, for example, it's gluten-free. And you put that in quotes, and then what it will do is it will only match when exactly those two words occur in sequence. So putting quotes around a sequence of words ensures that they appear exactly in that sequence. I could have done that around potato soup, but I didn't want to get ahead of myself. All right, so it says find potato soup, but you might say any of these words. All right, so I'm looking for bacon or delicious. I'm fine with a potato soup recipe that doesn't have bacon in it, but it better be delicious. So what you do is you put the word or in between. And if you look on this right-hand side, they are giving you a bunch of different examples. So I said none of these words. I do not want celery. And then it shows you how to actually do the search. It puts minus the keyword you're looking for. All right? And you can do some more advanced things. So I'll just scroll through and show you some of these features. If you're looking for a particular range of numbers, for perhaps a year or a price or a weight, you can actually just in your query put a number, ... and then another number, and then Google will specifically look for numbers that occur in that range. You can find pages only in your language. That might be very useful. For example, you're looking for a foreign film, but you don't want to have all those foreign keywords kick in. You want an English description of that foreign film. You can specify pages only within Canada. That can be very useful when you're looking for shopping sites and things like that. You can also look at things that happened recently. So for example, I'm looking for potato soup recipes that contain the contents gluten-free, that have the words bacon or delicious, and don't contain celery, and they've been posted in the past week. Because I frequently look for potato soup recipes, and I only want to see some new and exciting things. Now, cite or demand, this is even more exciting and more powerful. You can specifically say, I only want to search for these potato soup recipes on this recipe site. So I'll show you more examples of that in a second. Okay? You can specifically say, where do I want the terms to appear? I want them to be in the title of the page or in the text, right? Or I want to have in links to that page, I want it to appear. Okay? You can also control safe search, which means that it may remove adult content, which is probably a pretty good idea, especially when you're recording a video for students in CS100. I don't want anything naughty to appear. I can also look, for example, for a specific file type. So I may specify, you know what, I don't want a web page. I'm actually looking for a PDF document. And this can be very handy. I personally use this all the time when, for example, I'm looking for manuals or something like that. My dishwasher broke down. Oh, I want my dishwasher manual. So I search for the model number, and then I say, hey, I want this file type to be a PDF. Then more often than not, it comes up with the manual for what I'm looking for. right? And if you're looking for the license rights, you may, for example, want to look for images or content that is free to share. And some pages have specifically identified their content to say, you know what, here's a picture, you can use it in your presentation or you can use it in your report. And so you may specifically want to make sure that you have the rights to be able to use the image or content that you want to use. All right, so we can put this all together and do a very advanced search. So the next thing I want to do is show you some of the operators that Google uses that were kind of alluded to on the previous page, but I want to put them together in a bit more of a concise format. So I'm literally going to type Google operators into the search, and it's going to show us some of the search operators. So this is actually help within Google. So this web page is actually from Google, and it's one of their help pages, but it shows you some of the special things you can do when you're typing your search query that can be very powerful if you know how to use it. So I'm just going to scroll through and show them to you. I'm not going to do a ton of Google searches. You can read them just as easily as I can, but I think they're worth highlighting as we go. So for example, you can search for social media tags by using an @ symbol before it. You can also look for prices. For example, find a Nikon camera, that's $400. You can also look for hashtags for trending topics. The minus symbol we've already used before. So for example, if you're looking for a Jaguar, but you don't care about the car, you're really looking for the animal, then you should put -car in it, and it'll really help refine your search so you don't have to look through a whole bunch of car websites. And then when you put things in quotes, it searches for all of those words together in sequence. And this is very useful when you're looking for an exact phrase, an exact quote. Error messages are also very good. If you have an error message on your computer and you want to search for an error message, putting in quotes is very handy. Lots of different circumstances where you might want to put something in quotes to force it to find all of those words in sequence. You can even use a star, an asterisk, when you don't know a certain word. So for example here, the example they said is a star saved is a star earned will match a penny saved is a penny earned. So the asterisk will actually match any word. And we sort of alluded to earlier, you can search for a range of things. So for example, you're looking for something maybe between $50 and $100. If you type in the phrase exactly like that, Google will search for terms that fall in that range. Now the more advanced operators, we've already discussed or. So for example, if you're looking for marathon or race, you can also put these in brackets, which is very useful. Just like you have order of operations in a math equation, when you start getting more advanced Google searches, you can start putting things in brackets as well. But one that's really powerful, and I just mentioned briefly before, is site. So for example, if you put site and then nbc.com, then it will only search that website for that keyword. So for example, you might want to search site uwaterloo.ca, and then you type in what you're looking for, and it'll only search the University of Waterloo for what you're looking for. So that can be really helpful to really try to help find the information you're looking for. All right. You can also use the keywords related to help find something related to another website. And info and cache are a little bit more trickier, but cache can be useful, for example, when a page goes down and you want to find something that Google Spider had found before but isn't available now. So I'd recommend you bookmark this web page, and so you can be able to reference it on occasion to be able to help you with your searches. Happy searching!